So a friend of mine who was watching my videos asked me what kind of audio I'm using and what computer setup and such. So I thought I had a video on that, but I must have just included it in one of the ones where I first got it set up. But this, I'm just going to do a basic overview. So this is just an old HP desktop unit. Doesn't have the best setup. Doesn't have, it's a Windows. It's designed for Windows 7, so it's older. I think it has 16 gigs of RAM because you want more RAM than otherwise, but it doesn't have that fancy of a CPU. And as for the recording software, I use the OBS Studio for Windows. Currently, it's the 30.0.2 64-bit, and this is what you've seen all the camera stuff on. And I have it set up to do 10 frames per second for the recording because that seems to work good for when I compress it down to do the time lapses. And one thing I did notice about this PC is most of the USBs are USB 2s, not 3s. And so transferring the video recordings takes forever. So what I did was I got a VENTION USB expander with the 3.0 ports, and I've used the, come on, focus on the thing, Pony 64-bit USB 3 stick, and that transfers the videos from the computer 3 times faster from the internal SSD that I stuck in here to the drive. So I definitely recommend, I don't necessarily recommend this one, the VENTION, but I recommend USB 3 for both your USB stick and the connection to the Windows computer. That seems to go much faster. And you can see on the screen, that's the recording from the webcam. So I have a 25-foot USB cord that goes up and across and around and over and down. And then here's where it connects into the actual webcam cord, and that just goes over to the webcam, and I just have it on a plywood stand, or I should say plywood and 2x4 stand that it's set up on. Let's see, which one is this? This is a Logitech HD 1080p webcam. Does it have the model on it? No, it doesn't have the model on it. This is one from years ago when Windows 7 was a big thing. But it was just sitting on the shelf and I wasn't using it. So I figured, well, I could use it for time lapses. And the reason this has 2 pieces or 2 horizontals is for far away shots, I use the upper one, and then for close-up time lapses, like when I was doing the head cleanup and such, I move the camera down to the lower one. And as for headsets, when I'm in the garage, I have an old single headphone speaker Sennheiser. Is this one? No, I don't know which one that is. But for the one I'm currently talking on and the one I use for the voiceovers in the house, it's the Sennheiser 165, 156? I'm not sure. I'll put it in the description for what it actually is. That's what I get for trying to remember things. But that way, it works. I'm just using my cell phone now for this video portion, and it's just connected through the dual ear noise canceling headphone to connect in. So yeah, that's what I also use for all the voiceovers, is I try and use this same dual ear headset. So that is the recording setup. Nothing too fancy, but it makes it much easier to do the time lapses, and it works. Seems to work. Nobody's complained about the audio and video quality in recent videos, at least, so I'm thinking it works. So, Tsering, now you know.